Hey everyone, welcome back. Coming back at you with another video. This is actually going to be a movie review, which I know I haven't done one in a while, but I'm here to come at you with another one. Because I just got back like a couple hours ago, roughly, from watching Man of Steel, the newest Superman reboot, remake, or whatever. Hold on just a second, give me up the page. Alright, sorry about that, just brought up the Wikipedia page so I could tell you the technical shit before I actually get into the review itself. First off, I want to say I really love this movie. First off, I'm going to talk about the movie itself, and then I'll talk about everything I liked about it. Then I'll talk about the things I didn't like about it, because there are four critical points, critical negatives I want to talk about with this film. I'll bring down the score quite a bit, and then I'll give you my score and whatnot. But I want to say first off that I really love this film. I really hope that this is the Superman that will be in the Justice League movie, because I thought it was really well done. Alright, now for the technical shit. This movie was directed by Zack Snyder. There's Henry Cavill as Clark Kent, aka Kal-El, aka Superman. Amy Adams as Lois Lane. Michael Shannon as General Zod. And about that, I just thought of a fifth negative. Not that Zod's in it in general, but I'll talk about that later on. Kevin Costner and Deanna Lane as Jonathan and Martha Kent, and that's basically where I'll stop right there. There's also that one detective from Law & Order CPU that's actually in this movie, the main male detective. I forget what his character's name is, but I thought that was really interesting right there. So yeah, basically this movie starts out on Krypton, actually, and Krypton is basically, it's on the verge of destruction, and by the end of this opening, it's completely destroyed. It blows up. Alright. And Clark, or Superman's father and mother are, I guess, kind of the higher-ups of the government of Krypton. And General Zod was the higher general for the military, but he plotted a coup because against the Krypton's government, because he felt that their leadership was going to lead Krypton to its utter doom, and he wanted to protect it in his own way. Alright, so he's I guess one of those types of villains where you understand what he's doing, but he's still kind of a villain. because he wanted to protect his home planet, his people, in his own way, and of course he failed that. And Superman, or as his birth name was actually known, Kal-El, was born as the first natural birth in centuries on Krypton. And his parents, before they died in the explosion that took out Krypton, actually sent him in a huge shuttle to Earth. Alright, where he grew up. Alright, he had two other parents. He had two Earth parents, and his parents actually found out fairly quickly about his abilities, per se, because apparently they were natural. You know, they came to him immediately. I don't know about immediately, but when he was very young, though. Alright. However, although Zod was captured when Krypton was destroyed, and he and his men were sent to the Shadow Sector, I believe it was called, they're back, and Superman has to fight General Zod and his men on Earth, and they actually turned the section of Earth that they fight at to... it's destroyed, basically. So yeah, that's basically the plot of the movie. First off, let's talk about technical things, alright? The acting was very fucking well done. These people know how to act, alright? The cinematography, as far as I'm aware, looks very good. And the script was also really good, so there's no real problems there. The action in this film was outstanding. Like, especially throughout the entire movie, the action was fucking outstanding. And the cinematics that went with it and everything. But towards the end of the film, when you had Superman's final fight with Zod, you know what? I just thought of a sex problem. Wow. But anyways, it was incredible. Like, it was some of the best action I've seen in a movie in a long fucking time. I am not kidding. It was incredible. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was an orgasm to the eyes. It really was. So yeah, so that's basically what I liked about it. Also, the musical score, which was composed by, let me see if I can... The musical score was composed by someone named Hans Zimmer, and he really did an amazing job of it. It was fucking epic, alright. That's basically everything I liked about this film. Now there are 6 problems, as I mentioned earlier, that I have added to this film. First off, I'll mention the more minor ones first. I thought it was kind of odd that they didn't really reference kryptonite at all in this film, which is Superman's basically his only true weakness. I don't know why it is, but it is. And they didn't really reference it at all in this film. I thought that was kind of out of place. Also, I felt the pacing was kind of fucked up. I mean, this movie was about 2.5 hours. It felt like it was well over 3 hours, but it wasn't. It was about 2.5 hours. But I guess maybe they just kind of dragged out a few scenes where they could have been shorter, maybe, and that's why I felt like the pacing just wasn't there. It just felt like it, even though it felt like it was over 3 hours, it felt like they didn't accomplish much in the movie from the length of the movie felt like it was, if that makes any sense. Well, I guess they probably just dragged a few scenes out longer than they probably should have been. Alright, so that's the second problem I have with this film. Now there's 3 plot holes in this film that I found. I'll mention the 2 minor ones first. Alright, first off, how the fuck was Krypton destroyed? Was that ever fucking explained? Like, it was explained, but very vaguely, and I just did not accept the explanation that they gave. And secondly, how did Zod and his men escape from the Shadow Sector? Again, it was explained, but way too fucking vaguely. I'm not accepting it at all. Alright. And the biggest plot hole I found in this movie Dear God, how the fuck did Clark find that underground cavern where he met his father and found out about himself? Oh, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? How the fuck did he find out that was... I know that was never explained. And it just really left a bad taste in my mouth there. And that also, I feel, is connected partially to the pacing of this film, which wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. And the sixth and final flaw I have with this movie, shit. Oh yeah, it's about Zod. Now, why did they include General Zod in this movie? I'm not mad that they included him in this movie in general, because General Zod's are really... I'm not sure if I never followed the Superman comics or the cartoon. Basically, I never followed the Superman lore at all. But I'm not sure if the General Zod in this movie was actually like he was in the comics, or in the like he was in the original lore, basically. But in this movie, he was really good as a villain, as someone who cared about his planet, about his people, but wanted to use his methods to save them and later on revive them. Alright. But seriously, like, couldn't they pick another villain? And the reason why I'm saying this is because, like, there were like five or like six, maybe like 4 or 5 Superman movies that were made a while back. Out of all of them, there were like 2 or 3 villains. And Zod was one of them. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I think they could have been a bit more original with that. And if they make a sequel, which I think this Wikipedia page actually says something about sequels, hold on, let me check. Yeah, apparently there is a sequel plan, so I really hope that they choose a villain that hasn't been in a Superman movie yet. It's like with the Amazing Spider-Man, alright? Like, in the first Spider-Man film, they had the Green Goblin. In the second, they had Doc Ock. And in the third, they had the New Goblin, Sandman, and Venom. All different villains. And in the Amazing Spider-Man, they had a lizard. They had the lizard, yet another different villain. And apparently in the sequel, they're going to have Electro. Yet another different villain. So, in the sequel to this movie, I really hope that they choose a different villain. Alright. Because, I mean, I never really followed the Superman lore, but there has to be way more fucking villains than that. Like, Zod and Lex Luthor seem to be the fan favorites, which I don't blame them, but still. Give us something different. Alright, in this series, if they do continue on for a while, I won't mind if they use Lex Luthor once, but I just want them to choose a different villain. At least once. Maybe twice, who knows. So yeah, and I also really hope that this actually is, like I said before, the Superman that will be in the Justice League, because I think it'll work out really fucking well with that, right? Another thing I want to mention about this film, which I really liked actually, is that this film seems to be taking a much darker approach to Superman. You know, there's a lot of scenes which any younger fan who can't take that kind of drama would probably be crying. I wasn't, because I like that kind of drama in a film or an anime or a book or a TV show or a game or what have you, but yeah. Anyways, though, overall, what's my score for this going to be for this film? It was a really good film, and I think that any fan of Superman who hasn't seen it yet should definitely see it. Out of the other Superman films I made, I only saw the first one. From what I remember of it, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. But this one kicks its ass in so many fucking ways. I'm going to give this film a 6.4 out of 10 because although it was great, it had a lot of problems. Like 6 problems I mentioned here, which is not good, okay? Not to mention 3 of them that are plot holes. It's not good to have 3 plot holes in your movie, okay? So yeah. But anyways though, wow, this review went on longer than I thought it would. But anyways though, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.